Good evening. I'm in a spooky house with smoke. Where's that dry ice? I don't know. Jack Willard here. Welcome. I didn't want to miss our scheduled time, but it's more of a pop on to say hello and chat for a little bit, okay? Don't have the energy, really, although I just had my best blood pressure reading in a week. So that's good. That's good. Because I was getting a little concerned there since I'm not on the Camzyos drug right now. I'm waiting to see if they'll give me more. Hi, M. Silva from the Lone Star State. Nice to see you here. And Elaine Peterson as well joins us. Hi, Jack. Is Elaine from Maine, but she sometimes winters in Spain. Huh. I wonder if she goes to bullfights, huh? Heather is here also from somewhere in America. How's that? Somewhere in America, Heather. I know you thought she was in Istanbul, but she's not. Helen McDonald is here from Australia, where it's afternoon time. Marty Greco, hurting after his fall at work a few weeks ago. Tell him about that, Marty, if you want. Karen Phillips joins us as well. And I'm just kind of chilling in the living room. Uh, you have a duplex. There's like two parts to the living room. It's strange. All narrow, of course. So we'll continue to pray for Marty. Continue to pray for Marty. Are you freezing up there yet? No, it was quite, not as warm as it was yesterday. But overall, I think we're probably in the upper 50s right now, but I think we're going to plummet. So I know that'll make you feel good there, M. Silva in the Lone Star State. Oh, now you got to have surgery, Marty? I guess that stands to reason, you know. The parts got to connect right, or we got a problem here. Um, when do you think they'll be doing that, Marty? Supposed to be 38 here tonight, really. Yeah, my son has been telling me that it's been, he's out there early in the morning. He's out there sometimes in the middle of the night, going to the warehouse for U.S. foods. And, you know, hard enough job without having to throw weather into the mix, whether it be 105 or 25, 35, something like that. And if you have snow, I think you just shut everything down. Snow and ice, they don't even do the truck routes, the food company, I don't think. Everybody is frozen where they are. I remember that happening to them last year. Sometimes you can't get back. You have to park it and wait. How's your BP, Jack? You look flushed. You can see me in this lighting? Well, here's a little deal. Um, I don't always look red because I use makeup. Karen applies it. And I do that because one of the medications was making me break out somewhat. I mean, I'm too old to go back to the Clearasil. And um, so started using this cover up before air, or just going out into the day. I don't want to have blotchy looking skin. Trying to figure out what's causing it. I may go to a dermatologist. Certainly have done that before. I'm just glad my hubby is no longer a mailman out there. Yeah, right. It can be a beautiful day and you're almost happy to be out there, or it can be a nightmare. I notice sometimes in this generation of mailmen, male people, If it's a really bad day, or if it's just one of those days when they're overwhelmed with staff, like on a Saturday, they don't have enough staff. Um, they just don't deliver that day. They just don't. You get twice the mail the next day. You know, who are you going to call? You want to go down there and talk to the postmaster general? You might as well spit into the wind or pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger. Not to be confused with Lone Star State, M. Silva. Hi, Teresa Lee Leonard. Welcome to a pop on to pop off that was supposed to be a worldwide ramblings. Just, I'm not feeling it. Just, they're going to be voting soon, test vote to see if they're going to open up the government. It's just a test vote. Um, Senator Tom Kaine is now yes. He's going to vote yes. He's one of those guys I used to regard a lot more than I do now. You know, when he was running with what's her name, I thought, well, um, he seems like a decent Democrat, a decent Democrat. But as time has gone on, he has disappointed me time and time again, time and time again. Um, if you're a good Democrat, you can't, in my book, endorse someone who isn't qualified to run a kiosk at the Galleria. Just a thought. Oh, but they had this job and they had that job and they screwed them all up. Screwed them all up. Hey, Barbara Kendall, welcome to you. Good to see you aboard. Um, and Brenda Noyce as well. Brenda Noyce as well. Marty, my hubby had that surgery done. He just had the other shoulder replaced. Wow. Hello, Brenda Noyce. Hello, hello, hello. And Teresa Lee Leonard, we've said hello to. 19 watching and 3 likes. Please, please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and if you can, help us out with the November budget, which is really the December budget, by hitting the thanks button for a few dollars. That would be much appreciated. Let's see here. So it's our, 21. Last night's show, it was over 1,000 already, so I'm happy about that. I wonder what are the magic words and what is the magic topic and what is the magic thumbnail? If only I knew. If only I knew. Oh boy. Hey, boy, I tell you. Imagine if my topic was fly fishing, and every time I came on my channel, I had to try to think of some fly fishing stuff. No, when we do the Bob Joyce topic, I will never do his initials. When we do the Bob Joyce topic, I want to have something good for you. I want to have something at least entertaining. And I do have a new topic, but I'm not going to put it out, or a new question to ask you. We'll do that on the next edition of Worldwide Ramblings. Will it be Wednesday? That's Westchester Day. I'll be exhausted. I'll be exhausted that day. So we could conceivably do Tuesday. Could conceivably do a Tuesday. Don't know for sure yet. Richard Lyon just popped in, but I can't see that screen because I can't go to it. I'm on my cell phone and I can't leave this signal. I saw a little bit of what you said, Richard the Lion-Hearted. Had something to do with Bob E. Bob E. I didn't think his middle initial was E. E. Huh. So there's Richard. I see him now. I see him now. I didn't see you come in, Richard. I did not. Um, no, I didn't see you come in here. You just snuck in. So nice to have you here. pop on to pop off instead of a full worldwide ramblings. Senator Ted Cruz is talking to Mark Levin right now on the telly, but that's pre-recorded. That he pre-records those shows. That's why when there's breaking news, of course, they have to break in because he's not going to be able to tell it. Rocky Mountain Red Wing Andrea is here. Hello, 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 hello. And Neo Neon from Nairobi seems today the stream looks completely different. Well, it should because I'm in a darkened room downstairs here. Not doing a studio version this time. Just a via the phone. Now, if I go into the other room, it'll look different. I don't know. It looks kind of like an old movie, vintage almost. I like that. Someone is up there by the top of the stairs. I hear them. I hear them. Did my shopping early this morning. You did my shopping early this morning, Jack, so I wouldn't miss you almost midday. Well, I'm glad I came on then. I was just saying, just doesn't feel like the right day to do studio. Um, and I thought this would be more of a fireside chat. I don't have a fireplace, but if I did, I'd be sitting right in front of it. I assure you. I assure you. Hi, Carolyn Mullins. How are you? Let's see here. Good Sunday night, Jack. You look comfortable in your setting tonight. Cold, rainy here in Carolina. I'm going to Carolina in the morning. That is absolutely not the tune to that Neil Diamond song. Cold rain now, huh? 38 degrees and 27 for Monday night. Yeah, we're going to get cold here Monday night, and I'm worried about those kittens. They get halfway in the door, but they're just not ready. So they're going to find themselves out there in 27 degrees. They got protection from the elements and hay and, uh, protection from rain and snow unless it gets crazy. We hope we don't have that. We haven't had heavy amounts of snow in the last couple of years for the most part. Every once in a while, a little bit, but for the most part, it's just a couple of inches usually. So, yeah, I think Fetterman is a decent Democrat. I certainly agree with you. In the beginning, the idea of not putting Oz in and putting him in seemed so absurd. He couldn't really put a sentence together. He had a stroke. He had a stroke. And then, of course, back then, the idea that he's going to be wearing sweatshirts with hoods and stuff like that, it just seemed like, I don't know, a bridge too far, a bridge too far. But thank God. And I did pray at least once that he recover from that stroke, and he turns out to be a reasonable man. He's probably pro-abortion and what have you. He's liberal on some social issues, but he turns out to be, other than that, he turns out to be someone that can make a lot of sense and is already the enemy of the progressives. Already the enemy of the progressives. Marty, if you want to talk to my hubby about that surgery, I can give Jack his number and you can call him. Huh. Marty doesn't have my number. Let's see. He's talked to some of my patients. Um, Jack can get Ron's number to you. Well, I could do it via email, I could do it via email. So if you email me that, M. Silva, I'm pretty sure, Marty, I have yours, right? We've talked in the email, haven't we? Haven't me? Jack the Fair Guy at gmail.com. Jack the Fair Guy at gmail.com. Hmm. one of those nights when, one of those days when, eh, Karen wasn't feeling at her best, and she didn't want to go out. She said, "I took a shower and my pajamas on, fresh pajamas on, and um, I, I did the same thing. I did the same thing. I would have gotten dressed if she insisted. We could have went somewhere. Took care of my due, um, but it's good not to spend money. It's good not to go out and spend a dime. I almost made it yesterday, but I wasn't going to eat that sausage and pasta that Karen was. My friend Rob Roziak keeps Facebook messaging me with his various conspiracies. Lady Gaga was Amy Winehouse, but they were around at the same time. Don't you get that? Just like Elvis and Robert Wayne Joyce were around at the same time, you know? That man with dark brown hair and dark brown beard and mustache, who they say has morphed into the current pastor of Household of Faith. Believe it or not? That is the question when you think about it. Oh, yes, I can't forget I'm holding a cell phone here, not just looking at my cell phone. Um, not just getting the setting. I don't know what that's about, Neo. When will I ever read? Don't ever read Neo cold. Older homes do not have great lighting. See how easy that was? See how easy that was? See, if Robert Wozniak was any kind of friend of mine, he would not be Facebook messaging me, but he would have got a notification that we're on live and he'd be here. But I don't think he's ever been here. With friends like these, you know what I'm saying? Huh. And there's 26 watching right now on this Sunday night, just to pop on to pop off here. And take it from this angle. Gets more foggy because that's where the lighting is. That's where the lighting is. So we come back this way. There you go, huh? There you go. Midway between the light and the darkness, if that makes any sense. Now, who's contacting me? I can't see it right now, so I'll have to check that next time. Just not sure because I know Wednesday is going to be you know, not get as much sleep as I'd like, and then the drive down to Westchester and the drive back. By the time we start the drive back, oh, here comes a Fox News alert. They're still test voting. I thought it was, test vote complete to see what's going to happen. What was I saying? So, whether it'll be Tuesday or Thursday. Thursday is starting to seem a little better, I think. Thursday is starting to seem a little better. But Wednesday will be tough. Plus, there's the season premiere of Moonshiners. What day is that coming up? It's usually earlier in the week. I want to see my Moonshiners. I believe excuse me, season 15 is coming up. It's coming up. Always enjoy that on the Discovery Channel. So, Gotta bring this down, don't I? Good to have Andrea with us. It's good to have days like that, huh? Sure is. Sure is. I told you about this guy I follow here on Facebook. You might enjoy him too. His name is Robert. The channel is Robert's Active Retirement. He's about 77 years old now and been retired for a while, and he leads a very active retirement, and his videos are very good. He gets a nice response. So if you're looking for something besides what you got, check out Robert's Active Retirement. He's married. He's been married since 1973. You watch him, do you, Elaine Peterson? Pretty decent guy, huh? Yeah. There's a light in the darkness, says Neil. You know it. It's the light of Jesus. Last time you mistyped, Brenda, I thought you were calling me a liar. What, Jack? Whatever happened, past tense, to your hair guy, Vito? Oh, it's a good question, Vito Iazzo from Classy Cuts in the Campbell Plaza here in the Hudson Valley. Um, well, Vito's busy putting up his own songs and his own music channel, Vito Iazzo, Yozzo. Um, and he does a lot of Elvis songs. Does he believe Bob Joyce is Elvis? No, he doesn't. So that kind of limits the interest for him right there. When I see him and what have you, we have good conversation, good conversation. But you know, sometimes people come on, they hope it'll promote what they're doing. I get that, um, and I was uh, always dutiful to promo Vito's channel. So I don't know. I think that about a number of people, not just Vito. But Vito was just every once in a while kind of viewer anyway. So it wasn't. It certainly wasn't every week. Certainly wasn't every week. But over the years, we've had a whole bunch of people, and the people leave for one reason or another. Well, here's the Tennessee Titan himself, Todd Bradshaw. And I'm not even in the studio. Hello, Jack. Good evening. Good evening to you, Todd. Nice to have you aboard. Ted Cruz is still talking about Hamas over there. I'm downstairs. It's just a pop on to pop off. Just felt like the natural way to do it, than to try to rush upstairs. I would have been late because I started to feel myself needing a little bit of caffeine for the event. So I was going to have my hot tea. Then I realized I have this nifty hot chocolate with caramel in it. It's like a packet. They come in individual packets in the supermarket. Hazelnut is my favorite, but they haven't had that lately. So I figured, get out the nice organic milk and heat that up and put the cocoa packet in there. Be just what I need. And it was just the pick me up I needed. Give me some vim to my vigor. I'm not sure what vim or vigor is, but Todd, I bet you know. What vim and vigor is. Todd from the great state of Tennessee, which is, to me, it's just, when I'm in Tennessee or South Carolina, I kind of feel at home. I kind of feel at home. Of course, I haven't seen that much of South Carolina, really. I've never been to Charleston, which is Bill Murray's favorite place to go. Let me move this down here. Um, Jack, is Karen back? Is her back pain getting better? Hope so. Prayers to her. Well, she hasn't really talked about that today. She really hasn't talked about too much back pain. And she is doing those exercises from PT. So we'll see, you know. I didn't see her do them today, but she's got several things that she does that they told her to do at home. She goes to PT twice a week for a while, and then she wants to get back to the Y, but I think she realizes that in order to go to the Y, you got to be a little better. Don't want to fall on that concrete. So I can tell you. Oh, the thought of it. So we had a good show last night, Todd. We seemed to just hit our stride. Ain't nobody gonna break my stride. Ain't nobody gonna hold me down. Da 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 da. So I was happy with that, and we turned this second show into more of a pop on to pop off from downstairs, which looks like a museum in a sense. You've all seen Grandpa, what the heck is his name now? George. I think it's George. Or did we decide it wasn't George? I think it's George. Grandpa George. Let's go over and say hello to him, huh? Shall we? Come right this way, boys and girls. Right this way. I wonder when Mr. Feely will be here with the mail. Was it Feely? McFeely. Feely would have been too weird when you think about it on a kid's show. Oh, it's Mr. Feely. Oh, dear. Don't ever get old, Todd. Don't ever get old. Um, don't ever get old, Elaine from Maine, who likes to take the train. Let's see here. Here we go. Here's Uncle George. Grandpa George. Oh, he was somebody's uncle too, probably. Someone turns my light out. But it didn't affect my. No, it's better with it off. Thank you. I thought you were watching 90 Day Failures or something. I forgot my sweatshirt downstairs. Oh. I'm trying to find another one. Uh-huh. 90 Day Failures. Drama. There. It's part one of the 4-part tell-all. This is big stuff in 90 Day Fiancé land, you know? Big stuff. I mean, tell all of what? None of these people are like, volunteering over at St. Jude's or whatever. They're all selfish, shallow, and stupid. I like that. The 3 S's. The 3 S's. Here's my favorite governor in the whole world. Let me see. Can I go to the screen? Yeah, there's my favorite governor, Ron DeSantis. I would love for him to be president, but he jumped in too early, and it would be hard to overcome J.D. Vance. What would you say to fellow conservatives, because you're Mr. Conservative when it comes to governors, for sure. What would you say to fellow conservatives about these attacks on Judaism and Christianity and the American founding and the great, generation in World War II? What is your take on this? I haven't heard it.
Well, I think some of the stuff that gets put out there, quite frankly, is just bizarre. I think we're living in an age where people are trying to build audience and monetize outrage. And the reality is if you sit down and have a discussion about somebody's 5-point plan to improve the welfare system, that is not going to drive a lot of traffic. But if you do things that are more edgy, there's a chance to get more audience. But I can tell you, attacks on Christians, attacks on Jews, demonizing America's involvement in World War II, demonizing Winston Churchill, demonizing our founding fathers. That is a dead end for conservatives. It doesn't work. It's not factually correct. I think we've got to just continue to stand for the enduring principles that have made this country great. And you know what? I'm proud of some of the things that other people in other states have done to advance conservative
There you
principles.
go.
I'm proud when President
Good
Trump
word from
in our military
Ron
during the
DeSantis.
Iran's nuclear reactor. You know, I was proud of that. As an
And
American, I was acting in America.
he's saying something that I talked about last night and that other people are talking about, which is that the podcasters, um, the big names in podcasting, you can quickly fall under the trap of having to be more provocative than you would normally be, always looking for the edgy topics and keeping something alive forever and ever and ever. If you have gotten 1 million views on something, you're going to want to keep talking about that specific thing, and you're going to make it more outrageous. And if it's not outrageous, you'll make it so anyway, and you'll pretend that everybody in the world is feeling like you and noticing this, etc., etc. And that's why I think we're seeing people like Candace Owens, sometimes Tucker, but he's much more careful in how he presents himself. But we're seeing some of these podcasters that are just hurling hate. And it can happen with YouTube people too. You're just hurling hate all the time. Every show is negative. This one is bad. Now that one is bad, and what have you. It goes on and on and on, and it's just a, it's a road to to being people that we don't want to be. I think the kind of people we don't want to be. So it's uh, it's something that's happening right now in the world of podcasting with certain people. Certain people, um, some people know how to handle it, and some people kind of lose their identity in the quest for views. Then you have Don Lemon. See, poor Don Lemon. There's not much he can do because most people have figured out he's a dingy dong. He's a dingy don. Oh man, I'm more witty than I even knew. Yes, he calls it the lemon drop, which is a good title, you know. Um, but he's more of a dingy dong, I think. He's more of a dingy dong. Let me go back here. Am I at the very beginning again here? Well, thank you, Marty. Let us know when your surgery date is. And sorry you have to do that, but they gotta, just like, you know, if you get a busted up fender, you got to go to the body shop. You're going to the body shop, something that they do all the time. I'll be having my colonoscopy the day after Thanksgiving, which ruins Thanksgiving. But you can always eat another time. Miles Wright is here. Hey, Miles Wright. You dropped by yesterday. Hope everything is going okay with you. How many hours a week would you say you work, Miles Wright? It's a part-time thing, right? You're not going in there 5 days a week or more, are you? Don't think they have the kind of cold in Tennessee that we have here, but then again, it may not be not be as different as I think. Do you have snow where you are, Todd? Have you seen Dr. Now and his promos lately? showing you he's not dead. He's got a whole new look there. He's slimmed down, which is good for a doctor that deals with very obese people. And he's got a goatee and a new hairdo, and he just, yeah, he's 80 years old, but he looks younger now than he looked all the seasons of my 600-pound life. How come if it's my 600-pound life, when they got on the scale, they're usually something like 742 or something like that? I don't know. Welcome to the retirement club, Miles. Miles, I think, is just on the cusp of that early retirement, right? Lizard Lounge Radio is here. Howdy, Jack and everyone. Welcome. I don't work. I'm retired. Yeah. So what you do now is something you have a passion to do. So even when you do that, no matter how part-time it is or whatever, it doesn't feel like a job, right? That's the whole secret. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Who said that? I don't know. somebody school me. Maybe it'll sound familiar when I hear it. Who said if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life? Who said that? Not looking forward to that drive to Westchester on Wednesday, but it's just an hour. The drive down is usually okay. Just don't like going that way, you know. I don't like going that way. I like going towards Pennsylvania, not towards New York City. Retirement is wonderful, says Helen McDonald. So glad you're having a good one. I hate when I hear people are not, you know, because of illness. Sometimes it can be finances. It kind of is for me, you know. If I had the information when I was 62 that I got when I was 66, I probably would have waited till 66 to retire, you know, but I didn't get it. Well, what can one do? Some things just happen and you find a way to navigate. You find a way to navigate. Going down here, Carol Cook is here. Inch of snow here in, I thought you were going to say Southern California. Inch of snow in Southern Ontario. Bring it on. Bring it on, baby. But do you get lake effect snow? Are you that close to, this will probably reveal how stupid I am, Lake Ontario? Or, because at Lake Chautauqua wouldn't work, right? You're too far from that. When I was in Dunkirk, which is not all that far from Canada, we used to get the lake effect snow. That's where I got my start in radio, and I liked Fredonia. I liked Dunkirk to a degree, but I certainly didn't miss the weather. Certainly didn't miss the weather. Here's Homer Overcash. He was with us at the tail end last night. How are you, Homer? Good evening, everyone. My dad has just retired. I have a few years to go. I see. Yes, Canada Jack, we get buffalo snow too. So, from what lake though? Ontario? See, I don't know my geography very well. I don't know my land history either, apparently. 75 here today, high 45 tomorrow. Wow. 22 tomorrow night. Everybody's going to be cold tomorrow. Yeah, I've been hearing about Monday night, and here it comes, you know. I'm doing good. Just got home from church Sunday evening. I used to love the Sunday night services over at Howell's. We only had them like once a month, but there were some good services on Sunday night back in my deacon days. Lake Erie, Jack. Okay. All right. The same thing that goes through Erie, PA then, right? Sure, of course. It would have to be. I know Erie a little bit. I like the cold, but would rather be warm. Okay. Let me ponder that statement. You're not alone, Jack. I have my GED. We got a GED. We got a GED. I mean, we're smart, Elaine, but you can't prove it on paper. You can't prove it on paper. Ron White. Very cool, super. What? For a minute there, I thought you were talking about somebody that was 100 years old or something. Um, super nation system here. Start paying into it from the start of your working life, and it can be a very good amount by the time you retire. That's in Australia, folks. That's in Australia. Well, we do the same thing here, and it'll be not enough to get by on when you retire. Not enough to get by on. You better have something to go along with it. You know, you definitely need something to go along with it. It'll only be good enough if you're in a nursing home and they'll settle for that check. Good to hear that. Prayers for your grandson recovers and heals swiftly. I know we had a gentleman that was in a motorcycle accident and was in a coma. Homer's in Mooresville, North Carolina here. Lake Norman is 8 miles away. Largest man-made lake in North Carolina. I've certainly heard of Lake Norman, but I never got there when I was in South Carolina for a couple of years. So I think we're caught up there. There's 33 watching right now, and 34 watching and 10 likes. Please hit the like button. Please hit the notification bell. Please subscribe. And please hit the thanks button if you can, or the Cash App. My Cash App handle is lowercase letters, Media Guy 56. Media Guy 56. MEDIAGUY. The numbers 56 for any amount. For any amount. I can't see that screen right now. So on the weekday version, I'm going to go with Thursday night. This tells me it's the right night. Thursday night, Worldwide Ramblings will be thanking all the people that potentially or possibly hit Cash App. Okay, or you can tell me you did. You can tell me you did right here, and I'll thank you now. That's okay. Don't be shy. We're amongst friends. 31 watching and 15 likes. 5 more people hit the like button. All right. And thank you so much, Miles Wright, who is retired, but having fun doing, you don't, everybody. My friend who's like 81, 82 years old that I used to hang out with at the diner all the time. We don't do that anymore because his hours changed, but he's like 81, 82 years old, and he's got a driving job. He's got a driving delivery job. And I said to him today, he's working 6 days a week doing this. He's working tonight, then he'll have to work tomorrow during the day, and he's 82 years old. I said you might want to think about letting that go and enjoying yourself. He says, no, I can't do that. I said, is it because you feel that retirement means death? And he said, maybe. So Carolyn Mullins, hi, Homer Overcash. Yes. So I never got to your neck of the woods, Homer. Let's see here. So thank you again, Miles Wright. And Carol saying hi, Lori. That must mean Lori Merrick. More snow your way from your way than Fort Erie. Fort Erie. Sounds spooky. Let's see here. That everybody's getting to visit. Oh, yes. Well, thank you, Neo, for putting that up. Media Guy 56 is Cash App. Cash App, right. Correct. You must have Cash App loaded on your phone to be able to do that. Um, but yeah, we're enjoying one more night of decent temperature. One more night of decent temperature. Today I was trying to get my room in order, you know? Ever things ever get away from you, you know, and you haven't put away your laundry from 3 days ago, and you're sleeping without sheets on the bed. Because I only have one set of sheets, to be honest with you. I have my Giza Dream Sheets, my Giza, not old Giza. I didn't say that. My Giza Dream Sheets from Mike Lindell. I don't know how they're doing. They may be hanging by a thread at this point. He's asking, he has a GoFundMe for his legal expenses because there's excuse me, I can't kill the volume here, where I'm on my phone, but he's lost a ton of money on this Dominion voting machines thing. If you don't have absolute solid proof on something, and then not only that, you've got to your what is to you what is your provable evidence can be ruled inadmissible by a judge, and that happens. And we're never going to find out if the judge just hates MAGA people. So that he's going to put the screws to Mike Lindell. But it's I'm not saying he did that. I'm just saying if that were true, we'd never hear it. And with Mike, he's his own worst enemy. He's his own worst enemy. Comes into these hearings and he's annoyed and calling the representative for the other side an ass and what have you. And the camera's right there, and people are at home saying he don't seem like he does in the My Pillow commercials. And now, where are the My Pillow commercials? They're probably running somewhere, maybe. But I know he's had to cut back staff, all because of the same thing happened with Rudy Giuliani. Be very careful what you call fact. I speak of possibilities. I could be wrong about the whole thing. The whole thing. We'll have to see. Is 2026 going to be a very special year? How many people think so? How many people think 2026 is going to be a special year? I think for a lot of reasons, really, and the Bob Joyce topic is just one of them. But I think that the Bob Joyce story in 2026 will be a game changer. Be a game changer. How much the game will change, I did not say, but we know he's going to be out there doing more concerts, recording more albums, and he knows, there's only a window of time that we all have, and if God is saying now, then Pastor Bob's going to obey because he's a spirit-filled, prayed-up man. I didn't say he was a perfect man, but he's a spirit-filled, prayed-up man who will obey the Lord. I mean, look, at whatever age he is, he's preaching last week, or this was actually in one of the interviews. I think, yeah, this was one of the interviews that they pre-recorded, that his new management team pre-recorded, where he says, I can't slack off. I can't slack off. I've got to do what I'm supposed to do. And I think the Lord has been preparing him for quite some time. So I think 2026 will be very interesting. But I have to be honest with you, I mean, we got a government where we're on the verge of civil war. We have increased drones in the sky, even where I live, where I didn't think we were that important. I know we're close to New York City, but not that close. It's not like I'm in, let me think. Oh, what's that place where Tom Snyder, Fort Lee? Fort Lee is where he used to do his last CNBC show, TV show from Fort Lee. Somebody knows where Fort Lee is, I see. I think, isn't that where the WABC transmitter is? I think it is. Fort Lee. I think so. Um, which is a mega transmitter. But now there's the internet and everything. You got a worldwide voice. So, what was I talking about? Help me. Help me, Homer Overcash. Carolyn, I'm in Piedmont, Little South. Here's Katina Swatsworth. Hi, Jack and family. Hello. We're just popping on to pop off instead of a studio show, Katina. So nice to see you. I'm in Piedmont, Little South. What do they call the Carolinas? What do they call South Carolina? It's a P word. What word am I thinking of? Um, well, here's Marianne Rossi, not Donna Rossi. How are you, Marianne? How's the? Are you done with your physical therapy? Just doing it at home now, or what? I watched Pastor Bob's sermon today. Have not done it so myself yet. Now I see what you mean about his hair. It does look like like it's combed more forward. Well, it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. Like asking a baby not to cry. It's just impossible. It's impossible, like asking Hakeem Jeffries to be anything more than a shallow fool. But tomorrow, if they get in, we're in trouble. Don't let that happen. Be thinking about the midterms. Be thinking about the midterms. Oh boy, you know, I cannot believe how Gavin Newsom goes into Texas and doesn't just get booed right out of there. I mean, he's he's all glamour. I'd like to rhyme that if I could. He's all glamour, but he might as well stammer because there's no depth. There's no depth to what he says. There's no truthfulness to what he says. He stands up there and says that President Trump isn't a popular president. Are you kidding me? Even on CNN, they can't lie about that. They have that nice young man there who stands there, usually with John, what's his name? Heck is his name in the morning there. I know him. I like him, even though less than I used to because, he's probably turned a little woke like the rest of them. But that gentleman who tells us on CNN that Trump is doing better and is popular and is doing much better than Biden was doing, et cetera, et cetera. That's Neil Sedaka's nephew. Neil Sedaka's nephew. I found that interesting. Love Neil Sedaka. Love Neil Sedaka. Yeah, I got you. So I don't know. What are we congratulating Red Wing? I treated myself to to a mani pod. I mean, an oddie, mani ped. I got a new job starting tomorrow. So, um, I'm having an a moment. So you're a guy? A mani ped? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just asking. Christina Wilburn, who could really be Patrick Wilburn, has says, hello, peace and love, everybody. Just like Ringo would say, peace and love. Here's Laurie Merrick. I thought you had no K at the end of your name, Laurie. Why are you spelling it differently? Why does that seem different to me? I don't know. She's saying, hi, Carol. Talk about Neil Sedaka songs. Oh, Carol, I am but a fool. You say you love me, though you treat me cruel, though you treat me cruel. Yes, yes, yes. Did you hear that story from Neil Sedaka? He wanted to be on American Idol because he loved the show. He's sitting there with his wife. What's her name? Something like Liba, something like that. They've been married forever, you know. And he's sitting there, and she says, "Well, why don't you call up? Why don't you call up?" So he finds the number. He gets a number of a producer of American Idol, and he calls, female producer. And he says, "This is Neil Sedaka. I really love the show, and I'd like to be on it." She says, no, no, really, who is this? Who is this? And he says, it's Neil Sedaka, and I love the show. And I don't know how he verified that it was him, but she said, we have a meeting coming up in an hour. I'm going to call you back this afternoon if I could. Fine. She calls back. And she says to Neil Sedaka, you're on in 2 weeks, and everybody is going to sing Neil Sedaka songs. And it was Clay Aiken that knocked it out of the park with singing Solitaire, which of course was a hit for the Carpenters. But I have to say, Clay slowing the song down even more, but then giving it a powerful voice at the end. Certainly something Karen could have done too. But he just, he didn't win American Idol, but he was the celebrity out of that season for sure. Clay Aiken. What's he doing now? Now he works at Arby's. You can't win at this forever. I like Arby's. I do. Once in a while, I have a fish sandwich, but they like to sneak it in and out. You say, "Oh boy, a fish sandwich. Oh, that was 2 weeks ago. We had that. That's gone for a while." Why? Could you imagine Culver's not having their incredible codfish sandwich all the time? Can you imagine me being so far from a Culver's I never have one anymore? I got to get down towards the Florida way, down towards North Carolina or something. So Nancy and Terry in memoriam, Terry Whitmore joins us. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Pop On to Pop Off. We changed it to that so we could be more relaxed and, just instead of it feeling forced, make it feel natural, like a fireside chat. Jupiter's Realm, congratulating Andrea. Jack, buy a set of flannel sheets. You will love the warmth. Well, he used to sell those too, but I don't know what he's selling anymore. But yeah, I have slept on flannel sheets, and you're right about that. You're right about that. I also have a heated fitted mattress pad. It helps with arthritis. Yeah. Karen does put the thing in the microwave. She has that, that'll last for a while. But how much does that make your electric bill go up, Carolyn? And do you live in a place where electric is an issue? Because here in New York, it's an issue. It's an issue. And there are places far worse. I'm sure California would be one of them. And sometimes you need to use heat in California. It gets down into the 40s in the winter at night. Uh, so it's snowing out my window, says Christina Wilburn, or Patrick, or both. I don't know. Snow, and you're in Canada, are you? I'm trying to remember. Try to remember the kind of November where it gets pitch black at 5 o'clock. Soon it'll be even earlier. I can remember. It happened tonight. It happened tonight. And of course, it was so rainy at the end there and dark anyway that it felt dark at 4:20 when it really wasn't technically dark. My ear is itching like Elvis Presley's. Who else's ear itches a lot and they go like that? Who else does that? I always forget, Todd Bradshaw. I always forget. I've been in retirement club, disabled club for 9 years. So how do you get around then, Homer Overcash, when you say disabled? Um, I don't expect you to give us all your medical history, but I was curious. What about Bobby Goldsboro? See, Todd, this is Neo. This is the definitive Neo. What about Bobby Goldsboro? How did that come into the play? It's probably me that missed something. Whoops. No, I lost comments. There we are. Bobby Goldsboro. Brenda Sweeney. Feels like I can't get to the bottom of the list. Let's see. Bad knees and legs. Okay. I use a candle to get around. Excuse me. To get around. And those rolling buggy things, yeah. Well, now you can get one of those old electronic bikes and run people over on the sidewalk. It was only $10 and was just to clean up the nails. You're cleaning up the nails with a Bobby Goldsboro record? Or they might get more men get manicures and pedicures. I'm feeling very confused now about manicures and Barry Manilow. Funny thing you should mention Barry Manilow. I'm getting excited about seeing somebody who's supposed to be a very good impressionist of Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow did the ear rub when Bette Midler gave him the look back in the day, Jack. Pretty sure of it. Now, I got to think about what you're saying to me here. Barry Manilow did the ear rub when Bette gave him the look back in the day, Jack. Pretty sure of it. Meaning that she was ready to wrap up to go to the closing song. Is that what you mean? I may have to go over and get a cough drop. Yeah. Because people have their little signs. Elvis just looked at the bodyguards a certain way after signing autographs for a certain amount of time and what have you. And they knew it was time to say, Elvis, we got to get to the airport. We got to get there. Well, I better listen to the boys. Yeah. Well, I never saw Barry Manilow live, but I have seen Bette Midler live. And if I tell you where I saw her live, you'll really judge me. So why don't I just keep my mouth shut? No, I saw her outside, performing in New York City. I saw her performing outside in New York City. I won't tell you when. Well, it was a long time ago, I'll tell you that much. It was like the 70s or something. I don't know. Oh, boy. Jack is hilarious. No, I'm full tilt bozo sometimes. Um, so she was, she was terrific back then. She's so woke now and uh, did some fine movies. Did some fine movies. I'll be honest and say I was never a big fan of Janis Joplin, who was with us for just a short time. But I thought that Bette Midler playing a version of her in The Rose was fantastic. Was fantastic. I liked her much better than I ever liked anything from what's her name, Janis Joplin. But I always thought that, oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all have Porsches. I must make amends. I thought that was a good song. Katina, oh boy. Well, that's a song by Buddy Holly. Katina, oh boy. How's that go, Todd? You sing it. Oh boy, boy, I can't think of how oh boy goes. And I know you're upset that I can't sing it for you, Katina. um, how about Peggy Sue Got Married? No, I don't. I don't really know the lyrics to that. Who was in that movie? All those young guys, right? Probably Rob Lowe was in there somewhere. Um, Carolyn Mullins. Have you seen Rob Lowe's son? Oh, he could definitely be the next movie star of that family. Yeah. I mean, my goodness. Well, I don't know what Rob Lowe's wife looks like, but I have a feeling she's probably a looker because they got a teen idol son. No real surprise there. I believe old Barry used to play piano in her group again back in the day before he went solo, before the weekend in New England. Before the weekend in New England, Barry Manilow was playing in the gay bathhouses of New York City. I don't, it's common knowledge, And Bette Midler, who is loved, beloved, adored at the Judy Garland level, I'm even going to say it, the Barbara Streisand level. Yeah, yeah. Adored in the gay community. So those would be the big three. Streisand number one. I think neck and neck. All right, we'll say Judy Garland number two, which means Liza kind of gets a little, in on that too. And uh, um, the other one, number three. This is scary. I better have some ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba. So now, um, when I saw Bette Midler, he was not the piano player. He was not. But then again, I didn't see him in a gay bathhouse. No, I saw him at the gay parade. I saw her at the gay parade. I just happened to be walking by, folks. I just happened to be walking by. Let's see here. Todd, why do I do this to myself? Kathleen Turner and Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage, right? um, Kathleen Turner, before she was, I was going to say, before she was appearing on My 600-Pound Life, that would be wrong. I take it back, Kathleen. Loved your work. What was that thing about the heat that she was in the 70s? Made me sweat. Made me sweat. Oh, what was that? Not In the Heat of the Night, was it? I know there's a Glenn Fry song, In the Heat of the Night. Look at this. We've been on for an hour and 9 minutes. Amazing. Amazing. Um, but Nicolas Cage, yeah, well, his sheer volume of films. uh, Even Armand Asante cannot say he has that many movies, but they both have the same predicament. Nicolas Cage got broke because he's a gambler. Armand Asante got broke because the roles started to dry up, and he still wanted to keep working, and he had been in the Mambo Kings. He had played Gotti, and a couple of other really big movies. Oh, he was in Private Benjamin. Goldie Hawn knocked him out at the altar when he finally had to confess that he slept with the French maid. All right, all right, all right. It was just once when you were acting crazy. Boom! That was the end of Armand Asante, I tell you what. I tell you what, Carolyn Mullins. And he lives right here in Campbell Hall, New York, right here in Campbell Hall, New York. My first wife saw him pumping gas at the Goshen Mobil Station. He was happy that she not only knew him, but knew his actual name. Some people don't. And he was big celebrity then. He had been in Little Darlings. That's where I first saw him playing the camp counselor that Tatum O'Neal fell in love with. And Christy McNichol, who I was in love with, was in that movie as well. Let's see. Yeah, Nicolas Cage. So, Nicolas Cage found himself in a whole lot of trouble with the IRS, and he had to work out a payment deal, just like Gary Newman, who had that big one-hit wonder Cars, but he's still out there at 67, and he's rocking the house. I just saw him, and he was incredible. I mean, he looks like he's 27 from afar, and he's getting a workout on that stage. I'll tell you what. But anyway, yeah, Nicolas Cage just gambled his savings away, and not only that, the addiction is also coupled with, just loves to buy everything, cars that he doesn't need, and what have you. And so between the two, and also like dinosaur bones, just like Michael Jackson. Isn't it funny that there's a link between Michael Jackson and Nicolas Cage that involves the Presleys? You know, have you ever thought of that? Anyway, Nicholas found himself broke, although he had made millions upon millions of dollars in big movies. Well, now he had to go out and work, and he found out he wasn't getting those top movies anymore. So that literally has meant, and I'm not sure it's completely over now, although I've heard that he's doing okay again. His debts are paid and what have you. He's changed his ways a little bit, but he was doing 4 movies a year. He would literally go from movie to movie. They would try to time it a certain way. They'd already start filming on the movie that he's going to do next, and then he would come in and do his part. you know, so the crew of young people didn't see Nicolas Cage at first, and all of a sudden, here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage. This film won't win him no Academy Award. You can't do that when you're only spending $150,000 to make the film, So, he ended up working for 50 grand a film or less, whatever, just like Armand Asante, to try to pay the bills, because Armand Asante likewise had problems with bankruptcy. So let me go down further. What about when Michael Jackson was married to Lisa Marie? Exactly. That's what I was alluding to. And that's very true. Nicholas was. Yep. Didn't last long, though. Not long at all. Do you know that Nicolas Cage is Marianne Rossi? went upstairs at Graceland, one of the few people that have ever gone up there. I could believe that. I could definitely believe that. Homer is talking to Sweet Carolyn, not to be confused with Sweet Caroline. Like when Nicolas Cage faced off against John Travolta. It is one of his big movies, and I don't know if I've ever seen the whole thing. Um, I saw The Wicker Man several times. Thought that was great. Nicolas Cage, The Wicker Man. Um, haven't seen but part of Ghost Rider, one or two. They always have to do a sequel when it's a hot movie, and it usually doesn't pan out the way they were hoping for. Trying to capture some of the lights. Karen could have been a lighting director, I tell you. Could have been a lighting director. We've got a number of salt lamps. We've got a castle lit up. And it all goes out at about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. It goes out. I know because I've been here. My favorite movie with Nicolas Cage is Raising Arizona. Ha ha, great movie. So now I got to watch it to find out what you said. Ha ha, Todd Bradshaw. um, I just saw a kind of a troubling movie with a grown up Dakota Fanning. My God, she's tall. She's tall. And what the heck was the name of that movie? She's going psycho in the movie. That's all I can tell you. And it's from 2024, I think, maybe. Dakota Fanning. Hadn't seen her in a dog's age. Hadn't seen her since she was with communist Robert De Niro in Hide and Seek. There's a new version of that now, but the original Hide and Seek with the very talented, I would never take it away from him, one of our finest actors, Robert De Niro, and Dakota Fanning playing his daughter, and she's getting nervous because she thinks, she's pretty sure, Daddy may be thinking about killing her. Good movie, but De Niro has done so many wonderful things. I see Brad is home because I see the porch light is gone on. He's been, poor guy, he's been out there all the time, 71 years old. And, no way this guy can ever retire to the nursing home or, whatever. So I haven't seen that. Can you give me a little hint what it's about? Christie is open with Sydney Sweeney playing a lesbian boxer. She trained very hard for this. She turned her grandparents' garage into a boxing ring, and she trained every day for 3 or 4 weeks, with a professional trainer that the studio had hired, of course. And her grandparents and stuff would bring chairs in, like they were going to a boxing match. That's what they were doing. And Sydney was having to eat and eat and eat because she had to gain 20 pounds for the role. Then she put on the black wig and she turned lesbian. So I'm just saying. So it's funny. She may have been not too far from me because she seems to have a new bestie. And it happened because they just did a movie together in 2025. But I thought, I started to think of Amanda Seyfried, who I always have loved her work. And I noticed all the attention that Sydney was getting with the jeans commercial and what have you. And then The Voyeurs came out. And I thought, well, I wonder how Amanda feels about this. Well, then before you know it, I just discovered that they've just done a movie called The Housemaid. I think it's called The Housemaid. Amanda and her very good-looking husband play play a very rich couple, and they got this precocious young, I don't know if I want to say precocious, but she's not the easy to please type. Not the easy to please type. I gotta get a cough drop. Ah, oh, spooky. Love is kind of crazy with a spooky little girl like you. Elaine from Maine. Oh dear. Here's Trey Gowdy with his strange hairdo. Okay, back to this chair, huh? Maybe they're over here. I'll put gum in my mouth then. That'll help a little. That'll help a little. Been on for an hour and 21 minutes. 31 people watching, 18 likes. Please subscribe. We're back over 11,200. Like and hit the notification bell. If you can, hit the thanks button so we can start making inroads for November, which is really December 23rd in Google terms. December 23rd. Maybe I brought them next door. Maybe I brought them next door to the studio. I probably did. Just checking one more time. Yep, I don't see him. Oh well. But what else did I like Nicolas Cage in a lot? There were a number. The Weatherman was good. The Weatherman was good. Trying to think of a few of his big movies. As I say, Ghost Rider, not really my kind of thing. I understand why he did it. And he just did a remake. Well, not a remake, but what's the big movie he had? He went from very small paydays a couple of years ago to a much bigger payday working for Universal, I think. I got no water here. My goodness. Oh, at least I can go get some. Come this way, boys and girls. Let's see what's going on in the neighborhood. I wouldn't be surprised if there's UFOs out there. There are almost every night, or at least drones, And then there's, darned if they don't look like warplanes once in a while. You may think I've lost my noodle, but no, this is actually happening. And there's plenty of video up right here at YouTube. It's not like I'm losing my mind. Why do people keep stealing my watch? That's what I want to know. I don't like watches. Why would I have one? Okay. You want to give me a Rolex? I'm going to take it, though. Oh, it'll get real dark now. Real dark and mysterious. Grab a water. See, even here, Karen has her lighting. Even here. I want you to see the dirty dishes I haven't done yet. But she lights up the drapes. And there's the jar. There's the jar that's lit up. Mason jar. She really is into lighting. She missed her calling. She could have been the lighting designer on the set. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Okay. Very good. One of the many salt lamps. One of many. And then we have the castles. Two of them. Two lit up castles. Let me see. Do this the right way. There's one. There's the other one. Isn't that cool? Then we have Barnabas Collins, Jonathan Frid on top of a hearse. On top of a hearse. So there you go. And there's the sunflower. Very, very nice. No more bird to show you, unfortunately. They're all gone. They're still here on the property, but they're all gone. Let me guess. Here's the water that I had that I left over here. Perhaps I am flipping my noodle. Pretty, you like it, Elaine? Yeah, she's got a real gift for that kind of thing. Peggy Sue got married, Moonstruck, Face Off, National Treasure, right? 1 and 2, right? Yeah. Oh, there's been a 1 or 2 others that I really liked him in. Love All the Lights, Jack. Karen has good taste. She's been at it for quite some time. Very nice, Jack. Thanks so much for sharing. Thank you, Todd Bradshaw. Jack, drink something warm. Now you want me to heat up my tea in the microwave? Have Karen heat you some water in the microwave. She's upstairs for the night now watching that 90-day fiasco. I'll go up and see her about, a little while. But of course, when she's watching the show, it's just off limits. It's the part 1 of the 4-part tell-all. Tell all. How long does it take to tell you that I'm a selfish person who doesn't do anything for the world? It's all about me and the squabbles between the two couples. One of them always from a foreign country, and it's just, oh my goodness, the same thing over and over. But she loves it. And it never ends. There's always another version starting, and there's multiple versions during the week. What was the name of the movie where he won the lottery and was a cop? It was a comedy. Anybody? A Hot Toddy is great. Well, now you're making me think of 1795, when Dark Shadows went back to 1795. Jeremiah always liked a nice hot toddy. Jeremiah, enemy of Barnabas Collins. Sounds right, Heather, but I don't know for sure. In recent years, he's done a lot of violent pictures and what have you. He's done a few good ones. But when you're doing 4 movies a year, because you have to, everybody wants a movie. Yeah, every independent person wants um, a Nicolas Cage to star in their movie if there's any kind of a role that he could possibly fit into. Um, but until recent years, they couldn't afford him. They couldn't afford him. So, yes, okay. Knowing was a pretty good movie Cage was in. I think I saw that, but it's been a while. Knowing. And that kind of self-documentary movie that was out a few years ago where he was playing himself, basically. Nick Cage. That was good. That was very good. I enjoyed that very much. He was in Con Air. Oh, okay. What's the one where he has a terminal illness and he's trying to right a wrong in his family? Trying to right a wrong in his family. I saw that one. That was a good one. I love that movie, Knowing. Yeah. Let's see if that's on Prime Video. Let's see if that's on Prime Video. 33 watching, 19 likes. Google says he's been in 119 movies. Okay. Yeah. He got to the point where, if he was ever going to pay off his tax debt, he had to work constantly. Same for Armand DeSante, and there are plenty of other actors too, that got themselves into that kind of trouble. Jupiter's Realm, I like City of Angels. There you go. Oh, we'll have to take that up in the future. Fortunately, I've got to head out at this time. My personal email is jackthefairguy@gmail.com. jackthefairguy@gmail.com. The way I shut this off sometimes allows you to keep talking for a little bit, so that'll probably work out and still keep on talking. I'm so glad that you joined me for this impromptu, what turned into a pop on to pop off live broadcasts from downstairs. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you so much. You'll never know what it means to me. And glad you like the Saturday night show. Watch that if you haven't. It's a good one. Bye-bye for now. Good night, Carol Cook, Elaine Peterson, Neo, Todd Bradshaw, Jackie Organ, Helen, and all the rest of you. Big God bless you. Bye-bye.